Hey, you. Yeah, you. Take a break from listening to Donda and listen to us talk about sneakers for a bit. It's episode 175 of True Decide.
He does what he does, man. That guy just does what he does.
He
just does it. He just comes and he does it. What's going on, everyone? And welcome to True to Size. We are a weekly podcast centered around the wild world of sneakers. I will be your host today. My name is Lawrence Hopkins, and I am joined by the rest of the quarantine at Canada Got Soul, Mr. Joel Hernandez.
Yo.
Mr. Alvin Martinez.
What up?
And joining us for do we have a count on this? I don't know if we even know how many. It's got to be close to 10 times. For the manyth time, Phil, Mr. Soul Purpose, thank you for being here once again, senor.
What's up, guys? I appreciate you guys having me, always.
Thank you for taking some time out of listening to Donda and joining us to talk about sneakers.
I'm taking a break from dinner for this, guys. This is a big deal.
Wow. You usually eat dinner at 8 p.m.? That's late.
I told you guys about the whole nap thing that happened earlier, so my schedule's a little derailed on this.
Okay.
Yeah. I won't say what day it is because it's probably a Saturday, but anyways. Let's go on.
Anyways, yeah, let's continue. We've got a great episode for you guys this week. We are fresh off of the Milwaukee Bucks championship win. Claps all around for the Milwaukee Bucks. So we're gonna have a very basketball centric episode this week, and that's why we brought Phil on, our resident basketball expert. And since he's such an expert, Phil, can you spell Milwaukee?
Yeah. Milwaukee.
Wow.
Yeah.
See how they waited for
Milwaukee.
me? See how they waited for me to tell you did it right? Because they didn't know how to spell it. I don't know how to spell it either. That was good. That was very impressive. All right, like I said, basketball-related episode. We're going to talk championship meals. Who's next up after Giannis? What winning does for your signature shoe line? And who's the best signature athlete without a championship? It'll be a fun episode. But first, Joel.
Fire round.
Yes, the fire round. We like to start every show with a quick hitting question from you, our listeners. And this week's question comes from, we mentioned him off the top, Giannis Antetokounmpo. And as you guys saw, Giannis, or I call him GA, but we'll call it Giannis, the good friend, he texted me. I said, congrats. And he asked this question. He's like, don't forget to get this in on the podcast. If you guys saw, he ordered a 50-piece chicken nugget meal.
Yeah, boy.
The day after he won, because he dropped 50 points in the game, or the series title clinching game. So he went to Chick-fil-A and ordered 50 chicken minis. That's going to be like on every t-shirt now, 50 chicken minis. That was his championship meal. If you were to win the championship, what would be your championship meal? That's a question straight from Giannis. Big old GA.
Wow.
He wants to know what your champion, I feel like for him, for us, it doesn't sound special because on any day we will go and order 50 chicken nuggets. But for him, he's got like a strict diet. So you got to think about that, right? It doesn't have to be necessarily like this big steak dinner. It's just something that he wouldn't necessarily eat during the regular season because it's bad for him. So it could just be something super unhealthy that you're like, now it's time to indulge, which I'm sure that's what that was. I assume he does not eat 50 nuggets on the regs. Let's start with Joel. Where are you going? Morning after, because it was the morning after the championship. Where are you going for the championship meal?
Man, and I dropped like a 50 piece.
However many you think you could have dropped 75. I don't know.
Okay, let's say if I drop like a 40 piece or something like that, 40 points. Okay, I dropped 40 points. It was lights out, like just hitting everywhere. But yeah, you know where I would go? I would go to Seafood City, and I would order like 40 longanizas, like the
oh my god.
And a large Coke, so I could just burp the whole time, and everybody could like feel the longanisa breath. Yo, that's it. Yo, that's
delicious.
it.
Damn.
Yeah.
Joel, I know that we have a lot of Filipino listeners, but can you explain what longanisa is for everybody who's not familiar with what it is? Sounds like you're mispronouncing lasagna.
It's like a sweet, like a sweet sausage, like if you want to call it, but like Filipino style. So like pork and whatnot, and the way that you cook it, it's like usually with water, and you just let the magic do the work. You just like let it simmer and whatnot, and it just becomes like all this sticky red sticky goodness, and it's sweet and whatever. And man, I'd rock 40 of those, and I would have like the
Wow.
Coke. I'd have a Coke. I don't drink like Coke. I have
Sugar on sugar, baby.
yeah, I would drink Coke just so I could burp, so I could burp like the whole time, and you know the after effect of burping and longanisa. But yeah, man, that's what I would do, yo.
That is a good one because I don't think that that longanisa, being as sugary and sweet as it is, would fit into an NBA diet. So that's a good one.
Yeah.
I'm not going to call out how many points that I would score because I don't know.
Mhm.
It'd probably be a lot, but I'm going to go with day after / morning after. I'm thinking that, after the championship win in the locker room, there's a lot of alcohol consumption. And, after a night of a lot of alcohol consumption, you just need something really gross and like greasy to like neutralize. That's like science. I don't know. I don't make the rules. Neutralize all the yucky stuff that's going on in your stomach to help you with the hangover. And there's only one hangover remedy. And it's just 100% something that I would not be able to eat during an NBA season. And that is the combination of a McDouble and a junior chicken at McDonald's. A McGangbang, you put them together into one sandwich, 4 buns, 2 meats, all the goodness. But I want 3 of them.
But if you want a championship, wouldn't you go hard and just get a Big Mac and a McChicken?
No, it's not the same.
Why not?
The Mac sauce is not the same as the sauce that comes. It's the science now. I do like where your head's at, and I've seen that. What's that? The Grand Mac that they have now.
I don't know.
They have a bigger one, like an even bigger Big Mac. I
Like
want to try
3
that.
patties or something.
I have no idea. I'll do some investigative.
bro.
I'll do some investigative journalism, and I'll report back next week with my findings. But yeah, as of now, we're going 3 McGangbangs, which is 6 burgers to the face. Before apparently you jump on a flight to Vegas. That's what I'm going with. Alvin, what are you going with? Your championship meal.
Yo, I'm shutting down a Mandarin and like the whole place. I'm shutting it down, bringing my family there. We're gonna party. We're gonna eat, and that's it, man. And plus, with the pandemic and stuff, and because I'm such a healthy NBA player, I can't go to no buffets, bro.
Yeah, mostly the second part, but yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, Mandarin would be the spot because they would have everything from grilled stuff to Chinese food
to pizza
to even the pizza. You know what I'm saying?
French fries. Don't forget about the French
Exactly.
fries.
French fries. And then you
Mashed
still have
potatoes.
dessert, bro.
Mhm.
Dessert's crucial after a big meal. You can always still fit in dessert, and they have all the fixins.
Gelatin.
See? Boom. That's what it is. So Mandarin's my spot after a championship for sure.
Mandarin is so delicious and disgusting at the same time. I love it there. It's crazy. Mandarin's one of those places that like you want to take your tourist friends, but you wouldn't because it's like not the kind of place they want to go, but it's what they would enjoy eating. All right, Phil, your championship meal. You just dropped a bunch of points, a bucket of points. You got the ring. Where are you going the night after, or sorry, the morning after?
I'm gonna assume that the championship was won here in Toronto, and I'm gonna assume regular timing. It's summer, so it's like June. So I'm gonna take the Larry O.B. to Eglinton West, and we're gonna go wait in that long line for Randy's Patties.
Hey.
Oh, let's go.
They're not gonna make you wait in line. They would make you wait in line.
They might.
would make
I've
you.
been in long lines there. We're gonna buy like literally like 1 million patties, and I'm gonna throw like freshly baked hot patties off the bus into the crowd for the championship
For the
parade. It's
parade.
gonna be so good. So good. Yeah. Cover your babies because they might get hit with the patties.
So many crumbs. Oh my god.
Oh my gosh, bro.
Extra flaky
We'll get
crunch.
a napkin machine. You know those t-shirt launchers? We'll do
It'll be
napkins.
napkin.
Yeah.
Like a money gun, but instead it's not.
Yeah. Exactly.
What a hazard! This
So,
is why they. This
yeah.
is why they didn't let you on the buses after the parade. Now it makes
It's
sense.
probably they made me chase it, so that's
They
why.
made you fill out a Google form that said like, "What would you bring?" And you were like, "Patties," and they were like, "Nope."
Yeah.
No.
I don't know why not, but
They're crazy. That's a good one though. I like that as well. Wow. Now
Great
I'm
one.
I'm hungry. Phil was talking about dinner already. I'm hungry now. That was sounded delicious. But so good answers all around. If you would like to submit a question for the fire round and have us answered on the pod, please shoot us a message on Instagram or email us at canadagotsole@gmail.com. Next up is the CGS picks. Each week we all pick an upcoming sneaker to analyze, dissect, and give our thoughts on. Then we decide if it's poop, scoop, whoop-de-whoop, or Alvin's trademarked phrase.
Super cute.
And normally I wouldn't do this, but I'm just so excited about my pick that I need to go first. So my pick this week comes out, it seems like it's kind of up in the air, but I think it's locked in for next weekend, which would be like, the 31st or something like that, or the 30th. And it's part of the Olympic pack. This guy, or this artist, helped design the U.S., France, Brazil, and Japan Nike skateboarding collection. This is the first year that skateboarding has been featured at the Olympics, so it's kind of a big deal. And along with all of the clothing, he also did a pair of shoes. And the shoe in question is the Nike Dunk Low SB Para. And they are pretty close to flawless. Like, it's close. It's not completely perfect, but it's very close. Here's the thing. Like, every time they do a Para shoe, they did the Para Dunk SB a couple years ago with like the 3 swooshes, and like the lining was where you saw their pattern. It wasn't for me. It was just like, it was just bland. It's boring. Like, it was whatever. Even the Air Max 1, the Air Max 1 is so nice, but they didn't put the traditional Para pattern on it. It's a bunch of different, there's like polka dots and like stripes and stuff, but you don't see like the traditional classic Para pattern. This is exactly as, like, if you were to close your eyes and envision a Para Dunk, it's exactly what you would imagine. Traditional color blocking with like really high quality, really good details, and it's just like perfect. So, I mean, like I said, it's got the regular Para design on the upper. It's got a white mini swoosh on the toe box, which is now like a thing for Para. You got a black swoosh that doesn't go all the way around a shoe. It's just like the floating swoosh, which is dope. And then a gum outsole. And then the rest of the upper looks like a light gray. It's not quite white. These are a must. I really, really like these. These are fantastic. To me now, there's no other Para Dunk Low. That white one doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. They don't matter. These are perfect. They're going to be incredibly hard to get, but I'm very excited about them. These are a whoop-de motherfucking whoop. I do hope I can get them. I was actually able to, with the help of a friend in the States, secure one of the jerseys, which is really cool, that they're using in the Olympics. Nice. Those are super dope. So I can't wait to pull up to a skate park to take my fit pick in like the Olympic skateboarding jersey and like a Nike SB hat and like my Para SBs, and then just leave without skateboarding. And everyone's going to think I am so cool. So I'm really excited for that. Sure. Maybe I'll buy like a Supreme deck that I'll mount on my wall after. I would not let it touch the ground because then it's going to look dirty on my wall. Why would I do that? But yeah, that's going to be the plan. Ready. But yeah, whoop-de-whoop. Super excited about those. They're so good. They're my favorite of all the Dunk Olympic things I did. Let's go with Alvin. What do you got?
One, you should get a Pata deck instead of a Supreme deck, just to go with the whole outfit.
Sure.
That would be on brand.
No problem, man. Sure.
And you should flex on top of that and have a Supreme deck and just hold it.
I'm going to be holding both of them. I'm not going to skateboard it. Skateboard it. I don't know.
I don't know what the terminology is, but yeah, I agree. I got the undefeated Nike Air Force One. Mm-hmm. I mean, these are sexy, I must say. Probably the simplest color blocking. You have a patina toe box along with the tongue, and then the mudguard is like a nubuck gray, but like a light gray. Midsole's white. Outsole is also like a patina. And then you got the swoosh that's like got a croc skin, snake skin type blue. I think it's like a royal blue, dark royal blue, I would say. And then you have the hit of the undefeated logo on the back heel. And then the heel tab itself is also croc / snakeskin, but it's in a red. And it's just honestly like the super, super simplest shoe. If this was a GR, it would definitely sell out. But because it is undefeated, it's definitely selling out. So damn, yeah, these are super duper sexy. I mean, this might be the first whoop de motherfucking scoop de whoop for me in a long time. But yeah, these are dope, man. Like I love the simplicity of the color blocking. It's just very old school. And you can just literally rock with anything. And I need these. So if anyone can hook it up from undefeated,
the vibe I get from these is very similar to the vibe I got from the Kith Air Force One.
Yeah,
like muted tones, really just like classic, well executed sneaker. They're beautiful. I agree with you. So well done. I really really like them. I hope they do a dunk in the same colorway because that's like the theme they're doing. It's like the whole dunk versus Air Force One. I don't know if it's part of that collection or not, but yeah, these are very spicy. I'm a big Air Force One guy now, as of 2 weeks ago. So yeah, watch out, world. Watch out, Joel. Get your 2003 Air Force Ones out of here. Speaking of Joel, what's your pick this week?
Speaking of Air Force Ones, so man, Air Force One Certified Lover Boy by Drake. Highly anticipated, like his Certified Lover Boy LP. That's, I don't know, yet to drop. I don't know when it's gonna drop. It's probably gonna drop. These are the shoes are probably gonna drop when the album drops. Put it that way. But yeah, just imagine like a white on white Air Force One, because that's what it is. It's a white on white Air Force One.
Oh, that's it. Okay.
Yeah, but instead there's like little subtle details on the shoe. The upper looks like it's premium leather. I'd probably say in comparison to maybe like the Rockaware Air Force One that dropped the retro joints. It looks like supple leather, like Cuzzo would say. And on the midsole, where it usually has the Air branding on the infamous Nike Air midsole, you have in script, "Love you forever."
Oh,
so sweet no man, see Drake. But yeah, and on like when you flip the soles over, when you take a look at the soles, where there's usually stars on the toe, and by the heel counter, you have hearts.
So cute.
Very cute.
So cute.
Very cute.
Otherwise, I don't know if there's like a tongue, like a certified lover boy tongue tag.
Maybe like a kiss on it.
Yeah, like maybe kiss, or like like a face with like pinching the dimples kind of thing. I don't know. But yeah, so no, like any other pictures, there haven't really been any other than the midsole and whatnot. But yeah, these are like a coolly cute.
Well, coming from a big Air Force One guy like myself, I think they're pretty dope, man. Like, I mean, I was a big defender of the Supreme Air Force One that is a white Air Force One with just a little tiny box logo on it. Big defender of that, so I would be a real hypocrite if I didn't think these were cool. I mean, again, you can't tell quality from photos, but the leather looks very nice. And it's cool. They made a whole separate mold of an Air Force One for this shoe. Like it's molded into the outsole, so like and midsole. So I think that's pretty cool. Yeah, they're dope. I'm sure they'll be really, really difficult to get. Hopefully Toronto gets some love. I don't know how many all white Air Force One iterations I can deal with in my collection. I know I'm a big Air Force One guy, but like that's a lot for me just to jump into. But yeah, these are really cool. I like them a lot. I think it's on brand. Like it's at least a collaboration that makes sense, right? It's not like a Jordan 8 where you're like, what? Like what? Where he did like a white and gold Jordan 8 and you're like, did they just have some lying around? Like what's going on here? Like, that he's a big Air Force One guy. It suits. It's like it works, right? They've had a long time to put it together. Maybe that's why it looks so good, because this album has been rumored for 17,000 months, but
a long time.
Yeah. So again, I think it's cool. It's got a reason that it exists, which I can mess with. Phil, what do you got for us?
All right. So since our theme for the show is obviously sneakers, but NBA championships and winning championships, I chose a sneaker that none of us will ever get because it'll never be on sale, and that is the PJ Tucker Air Jordan 1 that he commissioned through the shoe surgeon and Jason of Beverly Hills. So it is, I don't know, I don't think he wore them to the parade, but he definitely showed them off on the PJ, on the jet, and other places. There's definitely pictures posted, but it is basically a Jordan 1 high. The silhouette looks like more like the off-white Jordan 1 than the traditional Jordan 1. However, it's shoe surgeon / Jason of Beverly Hills, so it's definitely like super luxe. It is, the entire upper is black croc skin. There is an off-white tag, but it's not the crappy plastic one that we all get on our off-whites. It is a diamond encrusted white gold one.
Zip strip,
and
mean?
Yes, the zip strip. For those, that's a good callback to previous episodes. The zip strip is white gold and diamond. The swoosh is also white gold and diamond. There's over 2,000 diamonds in the swoosh alone. It's set at the 150 gram, 14 karat white gold. And it looks pretty crazy. The inners, the inside of the shoe is like, the guts are like, it looks like I can't really tell from the pictures that I'm looking at, but it looks like a yellowish tan. It looks really kind of buttery soft. But the outside of the shoe is like, it's a black and white aesthetic. The outsole is black, the midsole is white, and the upper is all black croc skin with diamond swoosh and diamond zip thingamajiggy. $250K, that's the tag. So if you guys want to hit up Shoe Surgeon and Jason Beverly Hills, $250K, maybe they'll make it for you. Probably not. And for me, that is that's a cute. That's a cute for me. That's what I'm giving it.
Affordable, but just not in your. Not in
yeah,
your
it's not.
It's not on the list.
I'm not gonna grab them. Not gonna get them.
I think that's honestly one of the most bold statements that I saw, and I have seen in a long time. Because can you imagine? Because he wore that. I think he wore them to Game 6. Can you imagine wearing a $200,000 sneaker to a game and losing? And ending up like, that was clearly him being like, these are my it was him saying, this is my championship walk-in. Like, that was what he was saying when he did that.
Yep.
Imagine not winning, having to walk out a loser in your $200,000 sneakers.
That's why some people wear Chucks, I guess.
Yeah. Do you even lose if you have those on, though?
Yes. I guess that maybe that was D-Book, like you said, Alvin. Maybe that was Devin Booker's play all along. He's like, if I pull up in Converse, no one expects me to win.
Yeah,
I'm wearing Converse for all 6 games and wearing like Dickies pants. Like, no one thinks I'm gonna win, and then if I win, it's a bonus. So, but yeah, I can't imagine losing and then having to like walk like a penguin in your $200,000 sneakers back to your car and driving away after losing and having to fly to Phoenix. Like, whew, man, like that would have just been rough. Congrats though. I'm happy for you, PJ. Of all people, congrats to PJ because he's been around, former Raptor.
Yeah.
So that's the connection there. But yeah.
He averaged like 2 points the whole final. Like, I think he dropped like 0 points in the.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. I'm not defending PJ at all. But Giannis averaged like 40 points. And and then Chris Middleton averaged like what? Probably close to 30. That's 70 points. Like, if they're scoring 70 points, you're not going to get a whole lot from PJ Tucker, who was not there to score in the first place. So I don't blame. Imagine PJ taking a shot when Giannis is going for like his 50th point. Like, everyone's gonna be like, "What the fuck are you doing, PJ? Like, don't shoot the ball. Go get an offensive rebound or force a jump ball or something. Like, that's why you're here." Anyways, next up, This Week in Kicks. This is the part of the show where we discuss the current headlines and happenings in the world of sneakers. And aside from the Bucks winning the championship, we do love a good sneaker auction. We love talking about sneaker auctions on here, and we've got another crazy piece that has just hit not the trade block, but the auction block, timed conveniently well alongside the release of the long-anticipated Space Jam 2, A New Legacy. Ooh. Tune in. Well, maybe next week we'll do like a Space Jam discussion when Joel makes it the whole way through the movie and not only through the first 5 minutes. When we'll do like a recap after. We don't want to spoil it for anybody. But right alongside Space Jam 2, Sotheby's is auctioning off one of the pairs that was made specifically for MJ to wear during the filming of Space Jam 1. which is pretty cool. So the pair in question, obviously, the Space Jam Jordan 11, never actually ended up being worn in the movie, but it was produced in a size 13 specifically for him to wear in the movie. It was then signed by him in a silver Sharpie, and then I guess just put into a storage box for 20-something years. But yeah, so the auction ends on July 26th, which is coming up. So in case you're interested, hit up Sotheby's. But they are expected, I checked right now, they are currently going at highest bid is $122,000 US. Expected to go for about $150,000 US. So wow. you could either buy this signed pair of Jordans that were meant for Space Jam or PJ Tucker's Jordan 1 from Shoe Surgeon. You have to pick one. You can't have both. Maybe you can. And if you're listening, we're looking for sponsors. Next up, previously in Kicks, this is the part of the show where we review our latest pickups and recap the latest happenings in our sneaker lives. Joel, any pickups for you in the last week?
No, but like Cuzzo, I got actually Puma Canada sent over the Pumas,
RS Fast.
RS Fast. Yeah, RS Fast. That's what
cool.
It's called. Yeah, they're pretty cool, man. A lot of detail in them. Cuzzo will get into the whole detail of them because I haven't really looked at them specifically. They just came in like today, so big box again.
Big box.
Yeah, big box gang.
Big box only.
But yeah, that's it. That's about it, yo, for me.
Alvin, anything for you? I guess we Joel already spoiled it, but
yeah. But aside from the Pumas, I also got an abundance of mosquito bites.
Oh,
yeah,
cool.
it's great. It's great. But anyway, the Puma RS Fast, the Canadian colorway. It's a predominantly red sneaker, and it's got like little hints. So on the tongue, there's a tag with a Canadian flag on it. That also dons the Puma logo. And it's also the same tag that you can see on the back heel. Honestly, super clean shoe. It's super clean, man. I don't know what else I can say about it. The suede is pretty buttery. And the silhouette itself, like I'm a fan of the RS silhouettes. I believe the RS Fast is a newer of the other silhouettes, but again, make sure you guys check it out. It should be available now on puma.ca/.com. And yeah, it's the Canadian colorway. You got to rep. Let's get it.
Canada.
Should we just call it a Canada Got Soul collab, or are we not bold enough to do that? Not quite.
I mean, why not? Why not?
Sure, right? Why not? All right.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, go cop your Canada Got Soul Puma collaboration from puma.ca. Use promo code Canada Got Soul for $10 shipping. So only for me, not necessarily a pickup, and I wanted to see if Alvin would mention it, but I will remember to. And the only reason I remember, because it feels like it was forever ago, is because I'm wearing the shirt today. But Size Canada officially opened downtown at Queen Street and Ossington in downtown Toronto. Beautiful store, man. Very, very nice store. We got a chance to go by for an early sneak peek, which was very cool. It was honestly so nice to see a bunch of sneaker friends. Like, this was the first semi-sneaker event we've been to it since last Christmas, probably. So it's been a minute. So it was nice to see everybody in the same place at the same time. Gave it a couple hugs to fully vaccinated friends, social distanced and all that fun stuff as well. But yeah, it was dope to see everybody. The store itself is awesome. I feel like I think the store's opening was delayed a little bit by COVID. But it's finally open. It's been long anticipated. I remember us covering news that that JD Sports was coming to Canada like 2 years ago. So it's finally like coming up now. But yeah, the store itself is it's in the old Stussy Toronto location. And before it was Stussy, it was a bank. So the whole theme of the store is like vault themed, bank themed, like safety deposit. They have like a shoe vault in there with like the upcoming cool releases. Yes. All of the sneakers in the displays are sitting on top of like safety deposit boxes, which is a really cool touch. They have like little stacks of like size dollars, like just all over the place. Right when you walk in, there's a big like coin with a question mark on it. So yeah, honestly, I love it. Like, it's a really cool theming, really cool story behind the store. They obviously didn't cheap out and just like fill the old Stussy with a bunch of shoes and then open. So kudos to them. Thank you for inviting us. Looking forward to buying many, many shoes from you guys. No shoes in the last week for me. Phil, anything for you as of late, recently?
The only pickup that I can remember, like in the last week or few, is the South Beach 8.
Nice.
You got them.
Very nice.
So I paid for them. So I won I hit the raffle on A Ma Manière, which is quickly becoming my favorite retailer.
Nice.
And they're in transit. I'll get them soon.
Ooh, in transit. How do you rank? I saw this discussion, and I know that you've been into Nike basketball for a minute, so I'm curious to know your answer. How do you rank the South Beach 8 in like the pantheon of both LeBron's shoes and like Nike basketball shoes in general? Because I think for me, if it's not at the top of LeBron's line, it's the top, and in the pantheon of Nike basketball, it's like top 5. But what about you?
Yeah, for LeBron's line, I have to put the South Beach 8 pretty much at the top. The only thing I personally have kind of close to the top, well, at the top as well with it, is the Zoom Generation in wheat and black. And what is it? The LeBron 4? What's the Stewie Griffin one? Not the 18, but the
5.
Original Stewie Griffin one, the 5. Like, I love that one, even though it never came out, right? Whatever LeBron that was. Yeah. The Stewie Griffin one, because I like Family Guy, so I mean that shoe is amazing to me. So yeah, and sorry, to answer the other half of your question, the South Beach 8, it's gonna lose luster, or if it hasn't already, because it retroed, and that happens a lot when these like when the Lightning Force retro, it's gonna that effect of it's not as rare, and it's
let
not
it
as
happen to the Lightning Force, please.
Oh
so it's
man,
easier to get. Please, no one care about them,
right? Like we saw it with the Bacon 90s earlier, and we saw it with the Kiss of Death. Is that the Air Max 1, the cloth ones?
Yeah.
Anywho, the South Beach 8 is up there with like not on the same level, but in the same conversation for me as like the Foamposite 1, the Penny Foamposite 1, or the Pippin Much Up Tempo or More Up Tempo. I always confuse those two, but it's in that range of like, okay, this is a classic basketball silhouette. Like, it's like the best of LeBron, the best of Penny, the best of Pippen. Jordan is different because there's like 100 best of, but you take those players that every shoe they put out is not a smash hit, and you take the best one, and like that's kind of the conversation. That's the kind of thing I put it in.
Yep, I perfectly said. Yeah, like if you were to tell me to close my eyes and imagine a really nice LeBron shoe, South Beach is what is going to come into my mind first. So I mean, yeah, I 100% agree with you. Glad we're on the same wavelength. Glad we're both hype beasts. Moving on. Next up, thumbs up, thumbs down. In this part of the show, we give our opinion on various sneaker-related topics with zero context or discussion. All we're allowed to say is thumbs up or thumbs down. And this is coming... It seems like it might be the new trend. I don't want to jinx it because... anyways. Have you seen the Reebok Margiela collaboration, Mason Margiela, with the split toe?
The ninja shoe?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I think I did.
Yeah.
It's like the chinelas, but it's not chinelas.
Has a split toe. It's a shoe with a split toe.
Yeah.
Thumbs up, thumbs down to a split toe sneaker or sandal. Remember those Keen sandals with all 5 toes? Ooh, those are
the Vibram.
Yeah, those things. Anyways, thumbs up, thumbs down to that. Joel.
Down.
Alvin.
Down.
I'm also down. Phil.
Yeah, we're going down.
Okay, that was... none of us are fashionable enough to give it a thumbs up, I guess. That's fine. Next up, NSR, not sneaker related. We talk about sneakers a lot, so in this weekly segment, we're going to take 30 seconds out of the show to discuss something completely irrelevant to the world of sneakers. And I was eating today. We've been talking about food a lot.
I hope you were.
That's interesting. This is a good topic.
I didn't want to give away, so I had to stop myself from saying what I was eating. Anyways, I was eating today, and it got me thinking. Fruit. And I like this question a lot because I have 3 Filipinos on the podcast with me, and of all the places that love their fruits, the Philippines loves fruits, and they love eating fruits in very strange ways also.
Frutas.
Yeah, so I want to know favorite fruit And also because there's Filipinos on the podcast, favorite way to eat that fruit, because I know there's a specific distinction for a lot of these different things. So, let's start with Joel. Favorite fruit and how do you eat it?
Okay, I'm gonna say it. It's the mango, right? And then you cut off you leave the seed, right? So you cut off. You can have the seed after, but anyways, you cut the sides off, and then you would strike it like horizontally, and then you would strike it vertically, like so. So when you open it up, when you like push like the bottom of the mango, like the skin, it'll open up. It'll become like cubes. Now you can either eat it like that. You can just pop them in your mouth and just bite down, or you can like. But yeah, man, mangoes, manga for me, the green ones.
So you prefer you prefer that method, the scoring and the cube method, to just the spoon and the open mango?
I prefer the scoring with the spoon.
With the spoon, okay. See, again, so specific, always.
Yeah.
So specific, yeah. Filipinos and their fruits. Alvin, favorite fruit and how do you eat it?
Okay, so before I get to my favorite fruit, I found something out about my mom about eating fruit the other day, and she puts salt on a lot of her fruit.
This is why I'm asking the question.
And I never knew as a child that she did that because the fruit just tasted regular, but apparently she still does it today, and Kaya eats the fruit too. So I guess there's something about putting salt on your fruit. I personally don't do it at my household, but I mean, you know what, Mama, do you? But for me, favorite fruit, I'll say pineapple. But I don't honestly. If it's cut up, I'll eat it that way. If it's grilled with cinnamon on it, I'll fucking kill it that way.
An entire pineapple.
But yeah, pineapple's dope, man. It's also good for gentlemen. If you don't know why, you're slacking. But pineapple's good for you. But I don't put salt on it. Maybe cinnamon.
I'm going to move right on from that. My favorite fruit, I'm not a big fruit guy to begin with. And I was eating it today and I decided, I was like, you know what? This might be my favorite fruit. And that's where the question came from. Watermelon. I do love me some good watermelon. The thing is, with watermelon, I won't really get into how you eat it because you can't really eat it other than just dicing it. I think, unless there's a Filipino out there who eats their watermelon, I don't know, in a different way, but you can really only just dice it into cubes and then you're done.
Yeah.
I feel like it's easier to find a not good tasting watermelon than it is to find a good tasting watermelon.
Facts, bro.
And there's a lot of the watermelon that, like, not all parts of the watermelon are the same quality either. Like, the closer you get to the rind, basically the harder and worse it tastes. Like, it tastes like nothing. It's a tough one. Like, it's one of those things that, like, you want to buy a full watermelon, but you know only like 20% of it is going to actually be good. And you might as well just go to like the pre-cut fruit section and just buy a cup of it because you can see the dark pieces that are going to taste good. That's my only gripe with watermelon. I would really appreciate if the watermelon manufacturers would just like figure the GMOs out and just fix it up. But
you know how to find a sweet one though, right?
They never work, bro.
When you smack
the
it
white at the bottom. You know,
that doesn't work, bro. That doesn't work.
It's the color of the melon. So the melon that has like the whiter part at the back, you know how it's like green or whatever you want to call it. It's green.
Yes, I know a watermelon is green.
The sides where the stem is, if there's like a white, if it's like whitish, that's gonna be sweet because it's at the bottom of the patch.
Bet.
Okay,
we'll see.
I got you.
Try that.
Next
But
time,
you know how to make a watermelon pregnant, right?
How?
You pakwan, guy.
That's a Filipino joke for anybody wondering. That's how you say watermelon in Tagalog. Correct? Well, the dads are the only ones laughing right now. See, they're both laughing, but they hear that joke once a week, and they're still like they can't breathe.
It's so good, bro.
Anyways,
and they're the ones saying the joke too.
Yeah,
that's what watermelon is in Tagalog. It's pakwan.
I said that already. Joel, next time I see you, bring me a watermelon. You go to the store and you pick what you think is a good one, and then we'll cut it
I'll
open together.
I'll get Merritt to pick one.
Okay,
out,
yeah. And we'll see if this actually is like correct, and then
Yeah.
I'll trust your watermelon opinion.
Yeah.
Phil, favorite fruit to eat, and how do you eat it?
I was initially gonna say plantain,
Ooh.
but
Hey.
I'm going to go. Yeah, exactly. Actually, you know what? Let's do that. I'm going with what I was originally gonna go with. My pivot was gonna be tangerines because I love tangerines. I eat them like every day.
Yeah.
But we're gonna go. Thank you for that, Alvin. We're gonna go with the almighty plantain because it can be fried into nice pieces. But it can also be eaten in turon, which is like, it's, for those who don't know, it's pretty much plantain inside a dough wrap, like it's a spring roll wrapper.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So there's lots, and there's lots of ways to eat it. I forgot the Spanish or the South American way to eat the platanos, but there's lots of good ways to eat it, man.
Ooh, look at this guy.
Very diverse.
The reason I asked, and it's funny that Alvin brought it up, like the reason this all sort of came about as well is because every time I'm at Jill's house, her parents' house, and for some reason they'll sit down with cherries and they'll dip them in salt. They'll get a bowl of cherries and then they'll each have a little saucer of salt. I'm like, what? You eat fruit? You're eating fruit because it's sweet. No?
You know what my mom used to do? She used to get strawberries, which you get strawberries.
Yeah.
And you put them in a bowl, and then you would like sprinkle sugar on top of it. And on top of that, you would put honey if you want to be like, extra.
Wow.
Ooh, I gotta do that.
You would let it sit. You would let it sit in the fridge for like, you would cover it with like saran wrap or whatever, and you would let it sit for like a day. And then the next day, all that honey will turn red. You would put like either cream or like milk or whatever, and then you would just eat it like that, and it's bomb, guy. You got to try that.
Wow.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I got to do that right now.
Man. Sugar and strawberry, bro.
Have you guys seen the trend? I think it's on like Instagram and TikTok, the mustard with watermelon.
No, I can't do that.
Apparently it's
disgusting. That sounds disgusting.
Apparently it's good.
Yo, what the heck?
It was going viral.
I'll let you try it. Lawrence.
I'll try it next time. Again, when Joel brings me a watermelon and we're all together, we will all sit down and have a nice, I will make you guys a beautiful platter of
watermelon mustard casserole.
I'll bring the watermelon, you bring the mustard.
Don't call it a casserole. Watermelon mustard casserole. My specialty. Just the way my grandmother used to make it.
Mustard.
Moving on. All right, so the reason that we're actually here, it's not to talk about disgusting ways to eat fruit. It is, as we mentioned at the top of the episode, about like championships and like how they kind of relate to sneakers. Probably specifically about basketball because that's mostly what we know about. But if it comes up, we'll talk about it in other sports. First of all, does anybody here want a pair of Zoom Freaks? The Giannis Antetokounmpo shoe. Now that he won, is anybody like down? Like Joel kind of raised his eyebrows. Are you interested in a pair of Zoom Freaks, Joel?
Maybe for Jomar, but not for me though.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
True.
So, and even for you, Phil, like I know you are into like the whole like Nike basketball, like wear testing, like actually like trying all these shoes out. You're not like more interested now that he has won in them?
Not really, and it's kind of the same reason I'm not into LeBron's shoes because I would wear Nike. I do wear Nike basketball for performance, and like the LeBrons and the Giannis shoes aren't necessarily built for what I would like to do ideally on a basketball court.
You mean you don't play like a 7-footer with a 20-foot wingspan?
Usually not. No, usually I used to play in LeBrons, but then I realized it's not the best shoe for me. Good shoe, but not for me.
So that's kind of like where I think it's going to start is like the conversation around like I feel like a lot of people think that legacy and stuff around sneakers also has to do with like winning, but I really don't think that's the case because like Giannis just won and no, like they're not selling out like maybe in Milwaukee, but I'm sure they were selling out already. I don't necessarily think that anybody's rushing to buy a Giannis shoe. So like when people say like, oh, these Jordans are iconic, like we did a Stacks episode about like, and we all pulled out, I don't want to say because it's not live yet, but yeah, we pulled out like championship sneakers and we were like, oh, these are iconic because Jordan won in them. Are we just making that up? Like, do we just like the shoe and we're adding the fact that he won in it? Because it can't really make that much difference. I guess maybe unless you already have an affiliation or affliction for that player, and then it means a little bit more. But like, what do you guys kind of think about that in terms of like your sneaker line's legacy winning or not? Like, no, I like if it was reverse, is anybody rushing to buy a pair of Chris Paul's signature sneaker, which he still releases every year? If they win, like I also don't think so. So I don't know if it necessarily matters. Does it?
No, I don't think so. I mean, and also if you think about it, Giannis' sneakers are still like at the bottom of the total pool when it comes to signature sneakers. They're still the cheapest. They're still probably the least in terms of technology. Like it doesn't have as much technology as like a LeBron. So I mean, that's one factor that I probably won't get a Zoom Freak. I mean, who knows? After winning the championship, Nike might start putting in the crazy shit. But like, I mean, when you talked about MJ, like MJ, when you guys pulled out the shoes you did during Stacks, he'd already established himself as one of the great players as well. And also, his sneakers are like aesthetically pleasing on court and off the court. You know what I mean? So like, when you talk about a Zoom Freak, I'm not rocking that outside in the mall, going shopping and shit like that. I'm rocking like, you know, a pair of Jordans or something else.
You're not wearing the Zoom Freak to go watermelon shopping?
Maybe watermelon shopping. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like the toe is very durable. And if I drop a watermelon on my foot, I should be okay. But yeah, I don't know, man. I don't think him winning a championship will change anything. Maybe the Zoom Freak 5, I guess, for next year. Would that be 5? I don't know, whatever number he's going to be at next year. That might sell out. But we'll see. Who knows? Or if there's a championship pack that they release for his Zoom Freak, whatever number it is now, that might, I don't know, because it's a special pack. Who knows?
What about you, Joel and Phil? Any thoughts on that? Like, does it have to do with affliction more than actual winning? Or is there like, what is it? Why do we care sometimes, but not other times, basically?
Well, I think it's like what Cuzzo said, what Alvin said, like, you got to wear like off the court kind of thing too. Like it's got to be like aesthetically pleasing to the eye kind of thing. And, you know, when I'm thinking about it, I'm thinking of like Barkley's. You know, Barkley never won a championship, but people are like getting like Sir Charles Barkley's shoes. Like even when he did the Godzilla line with, you know, Barkley versus Godzilla, everyone was eating up the Godzilla shoes. Like, you know what I mean? So it's like, it's got to look pleasing to the eye kind of thing. And where you're just like, yo, I could rock this off the court or, like, you know, with a pair of shorts or whatever, or, you know, just walking down the street, or I could rock this on the court kind of thing. So it's got to go like both ways kind of thing for me, the way that I see it though.
Phil, big Nike basketball guy, big basketball guy. Thoughts?
Yeah, you know what? For players in this era, and when I say this era, I look at like the last 10 years or so, it's tougher for them to get a shoe to like pop off and be iconic, because there's like a number of reasons, but like quickly it's like, okay, for example, you look at Jordans and like that's clearly like that Jordan brand is the most iconic brand in sneaker history. It has the benefit of time because we've had the time to let it age and mature, but back then like you didn't have the exposure you did now. So for example, with Giannis, we're talking about that. You see his shoe online first, you see him holding it in his hand in the tunnel, then you see it on court. So you've seen it 3 times already. So the element of surprise is kind of like, whereas Jordan, it's like, what is he going to wear tonight? And he might wear that the whole season, or he might wear it the whole playoff series, where nowadays, like, players switch shoes at halftime. You have that guy, I forgot who it is, on the Phoenix Suns who wears 2 different shoes on the same time. So it's cool, right? So, but there's so, like, sneakers are such a focal point now in today's game and in general, that it has to be something super special for it to kind of catch any steam. Whereas before it was like, you don't know what Jordan's going to wear until he wears it. And that's going to be at the game and he's going to score 55. And that's why it's special. And he's going to wear that shoe all season. So that means a lot.
Yeah. I think it also comes down to, because that's a good point. I think affliction has a lot to do with it. Again, like if you asked me, if I asked any, what color was the shoe Giannis was wearing, no one could tell me. I'm sure most of the listeners couldn't either. But I know we have a lot of Canadian listeners, and I'm sure if I asked you what shoe was Kawhi wearing when he hit the shot over Joel Embiid in Game 7 versus Philly 2 plus years later, you know exactly what shoe it was and what color it was. And the fact that we could have got it for retail and slapped on it, and now yeah. But yeah, like he's like that's. I think that has a lot to do with it as well. And maybe it's just as these players get bigger into, and again, like if Giannis turns into like the sweetheart of the NBA and like everyone loves him and like goes off every year, excuse me, and like wins 3 times in a row, maybe we're having a different conversation in 4 years because you're like, yeah, this is like an iconic thing. So again, maybe it starts smaller, and I think also it has to do with like time has to pass, because I don't think that I wasn't there. I was there, but I had no idea what was going on. When Jordan's winning his 4th championship in black and red Jordan 11s, no one's rushing to get them because Jordan just won his championship in them. As far as I know, correct me if I'm wrong, if anybody listening knows, but like now 10 years, 20 years, 30 years later, everyone's like, oh, this is the shoe that Jordan, like everyone's like the whole nostalgia thing comes to mind. And then it kind of mixes with what Phil said, like, oh, I remember when he took these out, like he only wore them in the finals, blah, 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 blah. Like all that stuff starts to kind of like, it's probably a big mashup of different things. Yeah, I like, oh my God, I like that.
But if you think about it too, the signature sneaker game now is more saturated than it was when Jordan was around. Literally everybody has a fucking signature sneaker nowadays, whereas before it was Jordan. And then now everyone's like trying to cater their sneaker to how they play. Oh, it's like, oh, I'm a point guard, so I'm not going to rock no LeBrons. I'm going to rock Kyrie's, or I'm going to rock some Curry's and shit like that.
Yeah, to add on to your other point that you made earlier, before previous generations, before the KDs, before the Kyries, before the Giannis's, there wasn't a clear distinction between performance shoes and casual shoes. So it's like the Jordan 11 came out and you're wearing it to hoop, you're wearing it to go out. That's the shoe. Yeah. Right. But now it's like, okay, I'm not going to wear the Giannis 4 to prom. Maybe you will, but you know what I'm saying? Like,
maybe if you're from Milwaukee, if you're a cheesehead, maybe. Yeah.
There's exactly. But now there's that very, very distinct line. Okay. It's like, these are retros and they're more like for off-court lifestyle stuff. And then there's performance shoes where it's like there's not a ton of performance shoes that you're wearing off-court for the most part.
Facts.
Now, yeah.
I wonder if Nike even, to all that then, I wonder if Nike even cares if their players actually win or if they're winners, or if they just want easily marketable players. Because I think that it comes to mind when they sign somebody, oh, they're getting the best they can. And maybe that's not true. Maybe they just want people who are easy to market. Maybe we've been lied to all this time and Zion is just a dunker. And like that's why Blake Griffin is still on the Jordan payroll. Blake Griffin hasn't done anything, and he almost did something this year until he was the best player on the Nets left, and then we saw how that happened. But like, maybe that's it. Like, I'm sure they're still easy to market, so that's what they go for. Because if people don't care about winning, as we've just kind of like hashed out, I don't think it necessarily matters unless you're from that market. Maybe Zion is never going to win, and he's still going to be the highest paid Jordan athlete on their roster. Something to think about. Something very interesting to think about. Another question, though. I think this is a good conversation just in general. Which signature athlete, so I mean, we know kind of what a signature athlete is, not necessarily from Jordan brand, but from Nike, from Adidas, from Under Armour, is up next. Which of these athletes is going to win their ring next? Who hasn't won already? So we're not going to say Steph. Like, that's just cheating. Like, not LeBron. We get it. I think it's acceptable to say Giannis, if they can keep that team together, they're going to be kind of in the conversation now. If he can keep that level that he showed in the last couple games of the series, if he can keep that up, they're going to be around for a while. Who's up next? Maybe not necessarily going to dethrone them, but which team do you think can break through next? And which player is going to do that?
Honestly, man, I want CP to get a ring. CP or Melo?
I feel like it's going to be CP3 and Melo go to the same place to get a ring.
I mean, that's what it might have to be, man. Just because, like, those two guys are amazing. At least in my opinion, they are. But, like, they don't have rings, man. But, again, they do have signature shoes. So, who knows, bro?
Yeah. I think, personally, who I hope or I would like, I'm a big Luka Doncic fan.
Yeah,
I really love how he plays. He's so exciting to watch. His personality, he's just like a big idiot, but he's good at basketball. Like, he's one of those people who, like, he looks like he belongs in like a prank video of like nerd pulls up to basketball court and like schools these guys in basketball. Like, he looks like he's that guy. And I kind of just love that. Like, he's a big idiot and he doesn't take anything seriously. So I hope he's next. I don't think it happens in Dallas. So that's just like kind of a pipe dream. I do hope he's next. In terms of who I think is going to be next, let's go Damian Lillard.
Yeah.
Get Dame time, star of Space Jam 2, a dang ring. Again, I don't think it happens in Portland. I think it happens in Toronto.
Oh, jeez.
The Raptors have a 7.8% chance of getting Dame Lillard this offseason. And all I read was, so you're saying there's a chance. So I just need to make sure. I've said it in smaller circles. I said it's a good friend of the show, Calby. We had a conversation about it. Dame Lillard is coming to Toronto. I just need to put it into the universe because I also called Kawhi to Toronto. So if I'm as psychic as I think I am, I'm going to just throw it into the universe and I'm going to throw it out there. That's it. Imagine Dame Lillard with OG. Pascal's obviously getting traded for Dame Lillard, so he's not going to be there. But
wow.
Yeah, let's go Dame. Dame's up next. Dame deserves a ring, man. How much more does he need to do? How much more? He hit like 4 buzzer beaters in the same game, and they still lost. Like, how do you... Dame Lillard. Let's go. Dame time. It's Dame's time. Wow, that's a bar. Joel, who's up next in terms of like signature athletes, signature players who are like, who's going to get a ring?
I don't know, man. I was going to say Dame too. But I'm going to say Ben Simmons.
No.
Wow.
He's not even a signature athlete.
Shoe, bro.
What team? Which team is he on? No one wants to sign him.
Dog. Like,
he's going to come to the Raptors.
No,
our trainers are going to work him. He's going to get that mid-range going on.
Trade him for Pascal. I'll take that.
He's going to be elite, yo. He's going to be knocking down shots like DeMar who? Like, you know what I mean? Come on.
Stop
this guy's gonna be...
Bakwa.
Yo, Ben Simmons.
That's amazing. Wow.
I had to actually Google it because I didn't know. He's a Nike athlete. He's
Nike, yeah.
I didn't even realize. Yeah. I had no idea he was a Nike athlete.
But no signature shoe.
No signature shoe. No.
Signature shoe.
Well, we know out of the answer so far, we know who is going to be lost on the list, I think.
Yeah.
I see Melo carrying a team to a ring before I see Ben Simmons carrying a team to a ring.
Yeah.
All right, Phil, give us the juice.
All right, Phil, let's go.
Yeah, I was gonna say CP3 because there's rumors that he might opt out and maybe go to the Lakers or go somewhere else. So if he teams up, that would be a good answer. But Alvin said that, so I'm going to pick another player, and I'm going to pick another sport if I'm allowed to do that.
Ooh, let's go.
And I'm going to keep it in Toronto, though, because Lawrence did mention Dame to the Raptors, which is possible. So I'm going with Toronto Blue Jays' very own Jordan Brand athlete, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. So, as most people know, Vladdy Jr. just signed with Jordan Brand. I don't know if there's any MLB players that have their own signature shoe. I'm not into MLB shoes like that. I think most of them get colorways of PEs and different like custom colorways and things like that. PEs. So, but I'm hoping that the Jays can, now that they're going to be home in the next week or so, and they have a crazy. They have 4 All-Stars, very pretty packed lineup. So I hope they can bring some winning back to the city.
Mm-hmm.
Facts.
That's a good answer.
In terms of baseball, because we won the NBA championship 2 years ago, so that's pretty recent.
You already know. We're already good.
Yeah, Phil doesn't want to get greedy.
Yeah.
It has been like, what, 30 years, 25 years, 30 years since we won the MLB chip. So there you go. That's fair.
Mm-hmm.
Who has the best signature line without a ring? And that could be that could be current. I guess we could even expand it into past. I know it's kind of like an infinite box to open. But who has the best signature line? Best could be just longest tenure.
Yeah.
It could be however you want to take it. Best could just be most iconic. There's a couple easy answers. There's a couple not so easy answers. I kind of want to say CP3. Like, what number is he on now? 14? 15?
A lot.
I don't even
He's
know.
on a lot, yo.
Like, he has more than Kobe for sure. And Kobe went to like 11 officially, I think, right? So, like, yeah, like, I think it's got to be CP3. And, like, CP3 early days, like, again, like, right between the crossover, like, before the fine line became this is performance and this is casual, CP3 had some bangers. Like, the CP3 Jordan, or I don't even know what to call it, CP3 Mardi Gras. Like, I wanted those so bad. I saw when he was in New Orleans. I remember them so vividly. Yeah, I'm gonna go with like CP3, man. Like, he's got a lot of fucking sneakers, and he has no ring. And I said earlier, maybe Jordan Brand or Nike doesn't necessarily care if they win. I think they want CP3 to win. They're like, come on, bro. We gave you 19 signature shoes. Like, at least give us one ring so we can put you somewhere in the Nike Beaverton offices. Like, you're like right now, you're just like Charles Barkley. Like, we'll retro two shoes a year for the rest of your life, and that's all you get. Let's who's next? Joel, who's next? Who is the best signature athlete without a ring?
I'm gonna say D Rose.
Derrick Rose. Wow.
Damn, yeah, that's facts, bro.
But yeah, he did it up for the Knicks this year. Played really well for them, and I don't know. Hopefully, D Rose. Let's see.
D Rose is on the same level as Chris Paul for me, where it's like you want them to win so bad just because you feel bad. Mm-hmm. Like, not because you're necessarily a fan. You're just like, oh, he should get one too.
I know.
That's a good answer. It would be sick if it was in Chicago, but that seems like, I don't know about that one. Alvin, best signature athlete with a signature line who does not have a ring.
I'm gonna throw it back. I'm gonna go Penny. Wait, did Penny have a ring? No. Right? Penny
no,
Hardaway?
I don't think he does.
Yeah, I'll go Penny Hardaway, man. His signature, bro. Mm-hmm. The half cents, the foams, the fucking just.
It's a great answer. Yeah.
And like, man, when his shit retros, they usually fucking sell out. So I'm going Penny Hardaway.
Yeah.
He did not ever win a ring. I had to Google it.
Thank you. I would have been that would have been an EEE for sure.
Yeah, it would have got torn apart.
Yo, dumbass! That motherfucker won one ring. Oh shit!
See, here's the thing. This is what I'm gonna read this week Wikipedia line for Penny Hardaway. This is what Jordan Brand does not want for Chris Paul, and what Adidas does not want for their shining star in Derrick Rose. This is for Penny Hardaway. Alongside Shaquille O'Neal, he led his team to the NBA Finals. He went to one NBA Finals. He led his team to the NBA Finals, where they were swept by the Houston Rockets. That's all it says about Penny Hardaway in terms of rings. That's not what you want. You don't want Derrick Rose dropped 50 one time. Like, you don't want that to be like his thing. Or like Chris Paul, like they won 2 games in the finals. Like, no, you need more than that for those kinds of players.
The Magic probably made it to the finals when Jordan retired, and then he came back. Yeah, and they never made it.
I think that's what it was, actually.
Yeah, I think so.
That was
it was 94, 95.
Yeah, so it was the year that Jordan, he didn't really play. He came back, but he played in the playoffs, but he lost. Yeah, that's when Nick Anderson picked his pocket at the end of the game, and they lost the series.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. Wow, look at that. Basketball historian. All right, basketball historian. Best or favorite signature athlete to not have a ring?
I was going to say initially Gary Payton, because the glove and Zoom GP. However, he got a ring with Miami, which I totally forgot when he went to Miami. I think it was 06 with Shaq and Jason Williams and all that. So my real answer is something that Lawrence said already, which is Charles Barkley.
Yeah. Facts.
So, I mean, you know, he obviously had, I think there was one point where it's like, he might have been right up there with Jordan in the 80s anyways, where it's like, these are the two side-by-side star athletes for Nike, right? Yeah. So, Barkley had a great line. Like, you know, we still see the CB34 retro often, still sells out, still resells. So I think he has had a super long shelf life, and the longevity of his sneakers has been great considering he never won a championship.
He's like the poster child for like greats that never won kind of deal, which you obviously don't want to be on the poster of, but like, I mean, it's something. Yeah. But that's a really good answer as well. Whew. Yeah, I found it weird, to close it out, that he picked Milwaukee to win the finals. Like, whether you think that or not, you should be picking Phoenix, bro. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I can't believe on television, the last show of NBA and TNT of the year, he said, I think Milwaukee's going to win. He was right.
Yeah.
But, like, bro, how Phoenix probably, you're never allowed back there, bro. Like, sorry.
Jersey's burned and everything.
Oh yeah,
I know,
for sure, 100%.
Jeez.
Yeah, they're not burning D-Book. Sorry, Charles Barkley. Like, they're burning yours. Damn, good talks. I feel like that was deep. That was very good. I enjoyed that a lot, actually. Phil, thank you for returning for the umpteenth time. I'm sure you'll be back umpteenth more times, but we appreciate your time as always.
Thank you, guys. Always a pleasure.
Of course. Thank you to everyone for listening, and wherever you're listening, please leave a comment, review, follow, and or subscribe. Please make sure to check out CanadaGotSold.ca to shop the latest CGS merch. Peep the YouTube for our latest videos, and check out CGS Talk on Facebook to chop it up with us. Do not forget to use hashtag CanadaGotSold on Instagram for a feature. It is up there. I checked the other day. It is like way up there. It's like 160,000 uses on Instagram or something. That's wild. I have been Lawrence Hopkins, and you can find me at LDoggyStyles on Instagram. Woof.
I'm Joel Hernandez. You can find me at Joe Dooney, JO_D3OsNEY.
My name's Alvin Quincy, and you can find me at MISTERQ and then Mart.
Phil, I thought you were just going to do it automatically, man. I even gave you that hezzy. Damn. No,
I was about to, and then
you're
started
still
talking. So.
That makes you still the unofficial fourth member. Sorry, you didn't know. So close.
I thought you were going to let me go, but then you started talking, so I got frazzled.
All right, go ahead. Phil, where can they find you?
You guys can find me at Sole Purpose, SOLE Purpose.
Or on the basketball court, getting buckets every single day.
Buckets.
Oh,
that is his sole purpose. All right, thank you for listening to us talk about sneakers for 175 episodes. And please remember to rock your kicks. This has been True to Size. We have been CGS and our unofficial fourth member, Sole Purpose, and we are out. Peace. This close, man. So close.
Yeah.
So close.
You hit record, right, Lawrence?
Yes. Thanks for asking.
Did that get recorded?
That was a good episode.
That was a good episode.
I'm going to bed.